So let's look at gravity, shall we? Gravity is strong enough to hold the oceans to a spinning ball, yet weak enough that birds can still fly. Credits to J.M. This is what Isaac Newton said to Robert Hooke. I have not been able to discover the cause of those properties of gravity from phenomena, and I frame no hypothesis. For whatever is not deduced from the phenomena is to be called a hypothesis. And hypotheses, whether metaphysical or physical, whether of occult qualities or mechanical, have no place in experimental philosophy. So basically he's saying this is a philosophy, he cannot make a hypothesis, and so he didn't truly believe in what he was saying about gravity. It is an assumption. And we can see again in Wikipedia saying this under an assumption of constant gravitational attraction and so on. It is an assumption, and Newton knows it, knew it, and scientists know it. Okay, gravity is an assumption. They want to explain something, and there is a greater deception why they want to make a theory of gravity, although it can be easily explained by density. So imagine this. You look at gravity and say it has a pulling power, and the oceans are tons of water. And yet, even though the earth is spinning, right, it keeps the waters intact, stuck to it. But birds can fly, and we can walk, and we can jump, and so on. Now, if I pull something, I pull a 10-kilo cart with the power, and I pull a 100-kilo cart with the same power, both carts will be pulled with the same power. Okay, so if gravity pulls everything with the same power, how come that it doesn't affect that little bird or you when you're walking? Or gravity, as they think it is very intelligent. He knows when to pull with great power, when to pull with less power. That makes no sense whatsoever. So what you can see here is density, because the density of the water is higher than air, so it goes down on a flat earth. And the density of the bird is, although higher than air, but since he spreads out his wings, he can fly on the air. It captures the air and the winds. Okay. Now look at the football. You try to throw up a football on the earth, it will go down. Why? Even though the air inside the ball has the same density as the air outside of the ball, but the leather covering the ball has higher density, so it will come down, it will fall down. Take that same ball to the water and it will float, because the density inside the ball, the air, is lower density than water. Try to take that same ball down underneath the water and it will float up if you release it. Why? Because again, the air inside the ball is lower than the density of the water. Even though that there is this leather covering the ball, the air inside is so lower of density that it comes up. Now take a helium balloon and release it, and it will go up, because the helium inside the balloon has lower density than air. It is simple density mechanics. This is what Newton also said in his letter to Bentley, that one body may act upon another at a distance through a vacuum without meditation of anything else, by and through which their action and force may be conveyed from one another, is to me so great an absurdity that I believe no man who has in philosophic matters a competent faculty of thinking could ever fall into it. In other words, he thinks that if space has no meditation of anything else, as scientists tells us that there is nothing, it's a vacuum. Newton says that two bodies, like the earth and the sun, couldn't act upon another, and to think that they can is a great absurdity. So, I mean, you you think that this is true? I mean, how could these two bodies gravitate to one another? I mean, this is a hoax, and you can just read what Newton says. Of course, they don't tell you this at school. He didn't believe himself. Um, he said it was an assumption, and he didn't think that this can work. Okay, so there's no gravity. It is all about density, and that's about it. And density, this kind of thing, what we talked about, and if there's um, no gravity, then there is no globe. There is no globe because they want to they try to tell you with this theory that that's why the waters and everything can stick to the ball, and you can stick to the earth and not fall off because of gravity. But if there's no gravity, we know if there isn't, it's a hoax. But there is density, then can be a globe, because in a globe you would fall off, right? You would fall off, and so that it can't be true. It is a hoax. The earth is flat, there's no gravity. Gravity is a hoax. What we experience is density. And I'm going to link this article in the description of this video.